Welcome you all to the part E of module 1 elements of cost. Now in this module we are going to learn what is element of cost and what are the categories of element of cost. Now this element of cost is given a reference in cost accounting standard CAS1, which gives the guidelines as under: cost needs to be gathered together in their natural groupings such as material, employees and expenses. So what this guideline says, when you want to classify as per the elements of cost, give the importance to the natural grouping. And what are the natural groupings? Either material cost or labor cost or anything other than material and labor. Third is called as overheads. Now let us go through a second paragraph. These costs differ on the basis of nature, and this classification on the basis of nature is also termed as classification on elements of cost. So it is clear that when you want to classify on the basis of elements of cost, go through the natural groupings, and natural grouping is either material or labor, or third one is overheads. Now let us see classification as elements of cost: material cost, labor cost, overheads. So whatever expenses you incur, either it will be a material or it will be a labor, and if not material and labor, then we classify that as overheads. So first one, material cost. Now it is a cost of commodities, material supplied for production. So what expenses are treated as material cost? Any raw materials which you are using in production, any expenses which you incur on the commodities or materials which are used in production. The second paragraph, this cost is considered net of trade discount, rebates, taxes and duties refundable. So you may be purchasing a material, the gross value is available, gross cost is there, but from this gross cost you have to deduct if any discount is allowed by the supplier, or you are getting any rebates, or say if any taxes are included in material, and if you are getting by way of a set off or input tax credit from the government, then that cost that has to be deducted from the gross material cost. So it means only net material cost is to be considered as cost of material. Third paragraph is, this cost includes incidental cost to procuring material. It means the original cost of material, in addition to that, all expenses incidental to the purchase of material are also to be included as a cost of material. Examples: cost of raw material itself is a material cost. Cost on the consumables is also material cost. Carriage inward. Now this is an example of incidental expenses to a material. So when you purchase a material, you are paying a transport charges for inward of the material. So this is called as cost incidental to purchase of material. So this is also treated as a material cost. Custom duty, octroi are other two examples of additional costs incurred when we purchase the material. So let us summarize this. Under elements of cost, material cost is a cost which are incurred for the raw material or consumables or whatever kind of materials that we purchase, and all incidental costs to this material or consumables are also treated as cost of material. Second one is labor cost, employees. This cost is incurred on labor for the purpose of production of a product or rendering of a services. So whatever expenses you incur on the labor or employees are called as labor cost. Next paragraph, it is a cost incurred towards payment of wages, salaries, remuneration and other payments to workers or employees. So whatever amount you pay to the workers are a labor cost by whatever name called, whether wages, salary or remuneration or incentives, whatever name called, those are treated as labor cost. Next one, this cost includes the cost of employees' benefit paid or payable. So not only payment directly made to employees, but if any expenses are incurred on employees for their benefits, all those expenses are also treated as labor cost. Now examples of a labor cost is labor wages, training expenses. Now training expenses is an example of expenses incurred for the benefit of employees. Supervisor salary. So let us summarize what is labor cost. Labor cost is a cost incurred on labor or employees in the nature of wages, salary or remuneration, incentives and all incidental expenses incurred for the benefit of employees, all are treated as labor cost. Now third one is overheads. These are the expenses. Now what are the guidelines for this? These are costs incurred other than on material and labor for the purpose of production of a product or rendering of a services. So everywhere we are talking about that we are incurring for the production of a product. So we are calculating that cost only. Now overheads means other than material and labor. So material we have seen original material cost or incidental to material purchase of material cost is material cost. Then labor cost we have seen salaries, wages, etc. paid to the workers or employees and all benefits given to them, whatever expenses are incurred on the employees are labor cost. If some expenses are not falling under material also and labor also, then those are classified as overheads. Now what are those kind of expenses? So let us read the second paragraph. These expenses are on account of activities like utility charges for bought out services, job processing charges. It means, let us say electricity charges. So these are the utility charges we are incurring. We are paying a factory rent. We are paying to third person. Sometimes we get the job work done from the outside. So whatever job work charges we are paying to the outsider, that is neither a material cost nor a labor cost. So it is classified as overheads. Examples of these are electricity charges, factory rent or job work charges. So anything other than material and labor is classified as overheads. Now this was the end of the topic elements of cost, that is module 1 part E, elements of cost. Thank you very much.